Hi, we're at the TEDx in Leicester, and I'm super excited to be interviewing what I would say is the Deputy Godfather of the BBC Leicester, and his talk was so moving I forgot I had to run out here and interview somebody else. So I was just blown away just by everything that you were saying in there. But before we actually begin, can I just get you to introduce yourself and also just tell us a little bit about what your talk was on?
Yeah, sure. Well, my name is Kamlesh Purohit, and I'm the Deputy Managing Editor at BBC Radio Leicester. Godfather is way off the mark, really. But so I, along with the editor of Radio Leicester, we run the station. And having been in the BBC for about 30 years, I know that's difficult to say, isn't it? But I have been in the BBC for 30 years, and I've kind of experienced working in the organisation at many different levels. And something I'm really passionate about is bringing new talent into the organisation, in particular from diverse communities. And that's why my message was about how diversity shouldn't be a numbers game, but it should be something that champions diversity because of the value that we give to the people that work in the organisation.
You talked about finding talent, and that talent is within somebody. That was incredible in itself, because I think it is in the person itself. So what do you look for when you're looking for new talent, or what would you encourage other people to be looking for?
Well, there are lots of qualities that for me make a really good broadcaster. First and foremost, they've got to have a desire to be inquisitive and to go into the world of broadcasting. And then you learn lots of different things as you go along, if you what you might call the art of broadcasting. But first and foremost, you've got to have that passion within you to be able to find stories, and then to be going on camera or on the radio or even on the internet, and then telling your audiences about those great stories. If you've got that inquisitiveness within you, then I think you've got what you need to be a really good broadcaster.
That is just incredible. And what drove you into this line of work in the first place? What was the inspiration behind your experience of 30 years?
Well, if somebody said to me that I was going to be a journalist once upon a time, or that I was going to be the Deputy Managing Editor at Radio Leicester, I would have laughed. I would have really fallen off my chair, because, well, my background was engineering, but I had this childhood dream of being a presenter. So my ultimate dream was to have my own radio show where I could sit and play music and just have a bit of a laugh with our audiences. And what really started as a bit of a dream started to become more of a career for me, because I entered the world of broadcasting. I was very lucky that I got a break quite early on. I was within a couple of years of being in broadcasting, I was presenting my own program on Radio Leicester, which was great. And then I just really got into the world of broadcasting. It sucked me in, it really did, to the point where I left a really safe and professional career as an engineer, and I entered into the world of broadcasting. I started to learn more about journalism, and they do this wonderful thing in the BBC. It's called news conversion. They could turn you from an ordinary person into a journalist, and that's what happened to me. And then I started in this new kind of, this new world of journalism, and I really loved it. And it's just such a fantastic environment, because no 2 days are ever different. Ever the same. They're always different. You come into work and you meet different people, you come across different stories and different challenges, and that's what broadcasting for me has made it so exciting. So that was really how my life changed, and just being able to go out into the communities to hear people's stories, and then being able to tell those stories on air and really reflect the fantastic kind of range of and quality of people that we've got in a city like Leicester and a county like Leicestershire, for me is a real privilege to be able to do that.
It's definitely a very proud city. And what would you say to people to encourage them to come to a TEDx Leicester event next year?
Well, if today's event is anything to go by, then Leicester's in a fantastic place. If you think about the range of talent and speakers that we've had today, all of them with some sort of link to Leicester, but have gone on to achieve some amazing things in their own careers and in their own lives, just goes to show just how much talent there is in Leicester and how much there is to celebrate. Throughout today, people have touched on things like the Leicester City story, King Richard III. We've heard about somebody who now, designs chips for Samsung devices. These are some amazing stories, and it just goes to show how much talent we have in a city like Leicester. So TED for me is a brilliant platform to be able to showcase all these wonderful stories. But it's not just about the 12, 15 people that were speaking today. For me, it's all about everybody in Leicester and Leicestershire, because we are one of the most diverse cities in the whole of the UK. And when you talk to people, if you meet somebody in the street or in the pub or in my job in the radio station, people come and tell you their stories, and there are some moving, amazing stories, of people who've come from all corners of the world. So for me, TED, is a platform where we can celebrate and hear these wonderful stories. So for me, if anybody hasn't been to a TED event before, then you are missing out on a fantastic journey.
Oh, it's been an absolute pleasure just to talk to you, listen to you, and hopefully see you in the future. So thank you so much for your time, your energy, and the love that you have for your job clearly comes off all the way through. So it's been great talking to you.
I'm very lucky, Sharon. Thank you so much indeed. And you've been very kind, by the way. But thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Likewise. Thank you.